Welcome everybody to the weekly Power Up and Market Update. It's Leo Robles here. Welcome to Monday. It's August. We have a brand new month. And man, this year has literally flown by. It's been crazy. I feel like we just started this whole craziness, back in March, and now we're in August. So it's incredible to see how time has literally bended and changed. And regardless of what's been going on, I'm just very, very grateful that I am here and now. And thank you for those of you that are listening to this message live. For those of you that are listening to this on a recording, thank you for your time. And I just wanted to first say, regardless of who's listening to this, that I acknowledge you for your courage and your leadership and for your energy and for who you are to have the motivation and the inspiration to better yourself on a daily basis and to continue to move forward and continue to keep your mindset strong. Because one of the things that will define you as a human being is not going to be, what happens to you or the mistakes that you've done, but it's literally what you do and who you choose to be in the face of all of those, downs in reality and in the world. And that's the one constant thing that we have as a human being. It's those downs and, the contrast. And that's the reason why we're able to enjoy, the ups, because we understand the downs. So just again, thank you for your time. And the first thing I want to talk about is the intention. And the intention of this meeting is to empower you to be inspired and resourceful, to be the greatest benefit to everyone by empowering you with the right knowledge, with the best information. You can therefore make an impact in your clients' lives and in your life as well, because you will fully understand what kind of conversations you need to have when people ask you, how's the market? Where's the real estate market going? Everybody's going to ask you that question, and they're going to rely on you as a real estate professional to know this information. So one of the things that you want to do is to constantly keep yourself informed. That way you understand what's going on, and you also understand how you're going to navigate and have those kind of conversations. So thank you for tuning in, and I promise you that today is going to be bringing you massive value. I'm going to go first into a talk. I create these talks on a weekly basis. And the next thing is going to be the weekly market update. And then I'm going to give you guys a couple of little things on the agenda, for the rest of the week. So this is the first slide here. Your life story is going to be your power. And I wrote this this morning. Actually, I was just contemplating on what I wanted to talk to you guys about. And your life story is your power. And it truly is, because I think about my own life and my own journey and, everything that I've gone through. And if I really start to compile everything I've been through and start to look at my life, then I understand that, man, there's been a lot of failure and there's been a lot of success. And I also understand that the success is something that's been a product of those failures as well. So I want to share with you that regardless of whatever you've been through or whatever you're going through at the current moment, understand that those little bits and pieces are part of your life's journey. And I always say this, we are creators. I am a creator. You are a creator. We are a creator of our reality. And at the same time, we're living in this world that's called the earth, right? And the earth is constantly changing. The world is constantly changing. God has a divine plan for us. And during this divine plan, there are going to be ups and downs. And where we are creators, where we can choose to be creators, is to look at each situation and allow that situation to propel us to the greatest version of ourselves versus have it define us, right? Because every single step, every single breakdown, every single failure is preparing you for the next phase and the next step of your life. And whatever lesson you choose to stay stuck with, it'll continue to repeat until you get the message. Or if you don't get it by the time you leave this planet, you're going to probably, go to the next life and going in with the same lesson again. So really pay attention to the ups in your life, but most importantly, pay attention on the downs, or pay attention to what's not working in your life, because those things is where you need to bring your peace and your awareness That way you can release the frustration, the resistance, and you could fully surrender into that situation. That way you can actually have power around it. And it's kind of the contrary to what we believe. We think that having power is being in control of everything, but it's not. Power is being able to surrender and being able to allow the situation transform us versus it destroy us. And the thing is that we allow the situation sometimes to stop us, hinder us. We worry, we stress, we have anxiety. We say, why me? Why is this happening to me? Like, how can I be the best? Well, when you start to look at and really act on behalf of just like I, me, then you're going to be isolated and you're not going to understand the bigger, broader perspective of what you are and what you're here to do. And I just encourage you to look at your situation as, something that you're going through, whatever it is that you're moving through your body into your energy. This is something that's also synthesizing and transforming not only yourself, but transforming everyone around you. And this is why I'm saying that your life story is your power, because when you are able to authentically share your experience and you are able to look at it from a vantage point of something that, you know what, I got this situation, this situation, this situation, and allowed this to propel me, then you're going to be a reference point, an inspiration point for someone else, because you're going to have a different way of being around normally where somebody would then collapse, right? And this is why I'm so confident about sharing, my failures. I've lost homes, I've foreclosed cars, I've, repossessed cars, foreclosed homes. I've got, into bankruptcy. I've ruined my credit. I've been in relationships where I just been, there's been a lot of, just pain and frustration, and there's been a lot of pain in my life, even from what I remember, just growing up, even going to school, trying to understand myself and trying to cope with reality, and then going through my own depression and all of these different things. And the reason why I can confidently share these things, because I know 100% because that those situations are not my situations. They are situations that I lived with. And what I did is that I contemplated and I allowed the situations to transform me. That way it could get me into a position where it humbles me. And from the humbling experience, then I could also understand that those things are not me. Like, it's not, I don't own those situations that happen to me. And I look at those situations and I really look at it. I'm like, okay, cool. This is what I'm learning. This is what God's trying to tell me right now. So really pivot to, those situations. And you got whatever perspective you want out of life. I mean, you could say, hey, you know what? This is it. This has happened to me. How come? Blah, blah, blah. And what I encourage you to do, because this is something that's worked for me, is that whenever you take that passenger seat and you kind of like start to blame life of why it's happening to you, then you automatically take the passenger seat, and you could stay in the passenger seat for a while, but you're really not going to improve your life if you don't get yourself back in the driver's seat and really say, you know what, I'm responsible for this and I'm learning through this, and I know that this is showing up in my life because it's showing me something that I need to evolve, something that I need to learn, something that I need to discover, and something that I need to provide as medicine for other people on the planet, right? It's really a we conversation. It's really a global conversation. It's really, who are we being for the collective of humanity? That's the real question right now, because you are not separate, from everyone else around you. You're not separate from humanity. You are part of humanity. So as you ascend, as you heal, as you transform, as you grow, then you are impacting humanity as a whole as well. It's all part of the collective. It's all part of the one conversation. It's all part of humanity, really. So that's why I say your life story is your power. It's not your power because you're so great. And it is your power because you're so great, but it's not in the context that you would normally think. It's in your power because of your authenticity and your humility and your love. And most importantly, your surrender, your surrender into the situation, and allowing that situation, like I said, to help you to grow, to help you to thrive, to help you to really become the version of yourself that you know you are, detaching yourself from all the little situations in this physical world. So allow your story to inspire, allow your story to transform you. And you may be on chapter 1, you may be on chapter 10, you may be on chapter 20, but remember this, that this is part of life, wherever you are in the story. And remember also that you only really want to listen and pay attention to stories where you know that somebody is paid the price, right? You're not going to just want to hear a story about a success on a movie and you know that, like, hey, this person was born rich, this person was had the best grades in school, had the best relationships in school, just got the perfect car, the perfect life, the perfect family, the perfect childhood. They traveled all the time, they ate the best foods, had the perfect body, had all the things fall into their lap. And at the end of the story, everything stayed the same. Constant, just awesomeness, always. I guarantee it that movie would most likely not be watched. You will probably tune out, halfway into it. And you'll be like, what's the point? Right? What's the point? Really? And that really is a key. It's a key. It's like the life that you're looking to live is in those moments where you're like, man, why is this happening to me? Because you're able to truly look and observe and say, hey, there's something greater and bigger for me here. And I want to surrender into it and learn what that is. But just don't get in the way. Get out of the way. All right. So that's the talk for today. That's what I've contemplated and synthesized for you as a message. So thank you for listening to that. And now I'm going to be moving on to the weekly market update. So the weekly market update, what happened in 1 week, what happened in real estate. As always, I'm here every single week bringing you guys the numbers of what's going on in our real estate market, because this information will empower you to have conversations with buyers and sellers, and also keep you, most importantly, inspired and empowered and grounded in reality of what actually is happening. So look at the sales and look at how many active listings, look at how many pendings, look at the average days on the market, look at the volume. It's incredible what's happening in 1 week. And this is really something that I really want you to pay attention to. It's not just a month, it's not a year, it's happened 1 week. So we have over 10,000 homes in Los Angeles, over 2,700 in San Bernardino, over 4,500 in Orange, over 4,300 in Riverside that are active. Over 9,000 in escrow in Los Angeles, over 4,000 in escrow in San Bernardino, over 4,000 in Orange County in escrow, and also over 6,000 in Riverside. But look at what's actually sold. What's sold is 1,394 homes in Los Angeles County. That's in one county in 1 week. San Bernardino, you got 603 homes. Orange County, you got 734 homes. Riverside County, you got 919 homes sold in 1 week. Volume, you got 1.4 billion in Los Angeles closed. You got 257 million in San Bernardino, 709 million in Orange County, and 441 million closed in Riverside. I don't know about you, but that's incredible numbers, guys. And look at San Diego. San Diego has over 4,000 available, over 5,000 in escrow, 798 homes sold, and 592 million in volume. So if you add up all of that in 1 week, this is what happens in the counties. 3.4 billion closed in 1 week, over 4,400 sold, and over 26,000 homes that are still available for you to sell, and over 28,000 homes in escrow. Average days on the market are 39 days. So really just pivot to that, right? Ask yourself, is there enough business out there? Is the market moving? Absolutely. Interest rates are historic lows. I know people are talking about 2.53% interest rates. You got to get out there and educate your buyers and your sellers. It's the greatest opportunity for everybody out there, especially for sellers. Properties are moving within days. There's lines out the door. It's a seller's market. Get out there and educate people because this is the greatest opportunity for them. And this is going to lead me directly into the weekly expireds. And this is the people that need to know this information the most. 1,116 homeowners expired off the market. You see, how do you have 3.4 billion closed in 1 week and you have 1,116 homes that went off market? Well, there could be a couple of different reasons. The client might be unrealistic. The agent might have not educated the customer correctly. They might have missed the market by a little bit. There could have been a couple of different reasons. Maybe the property wasn't staged. It didn't look right. The pictures, the photography, the marketing. There could have been so many different things. But what I will tell you is that these clients need your help as a real estate professional to educate them on what they need to do to really get their goal and actually sell this home. So this is a lot. 1,116 homes expired in 1 week. That means that these homeowners need your help right now. You need to call them, get on the phone with them, send them messages, knock on their door, but you need to get them back on the market because there's so many buyers. Interest rates are historic lows. Get them back on the market. So what happened in the foreclosure market? This is something that I keep in touch with on a weekly basis as well, because my job is to keep you guys educated on what's actually happening with foreclosures, because this is another pillar on what could potentially, trigger a downturn. It could be interest rates. It could be, inventory. There could be massive amounts of inventory hitting the market, or there could be foreclosures. And foreclosures are really like something that we want to look at on a weekly basis. So I looked at, because we're now in August, I looked at what actually sold in auction in the month of July. Numbers were relatively low, but in Riverside, we had 17 homes that sold at auction. San Bernardino, we had 17. Los Angeles, we had 26. And Orange County, we had 9 homes that actually sold at auction. These are homeowners that actually lost their homes. And what's scheduled to go to sale in this next month is 138 in Riverside, 130 in San Bernardino, 514 in Los Angeles, and 111 in Orange County. The pre-foreclosures are also, they're down. I mean, all these numbers are down, but they're pretty up there anyway. 761 in Riverside in pre-foreclosure, 683 in San Bernardino, 2,100 in Los Angeles, and 594 in Orange County. So what I will tell you guys is that these owners need your help. They need education. They need different types of scenarios that you could potentially help them. I mean, they may be able to do a modification. They may be able to do something that you can help them and educate them. And a lot of people don't want to move, but you also want to let them know that they can also put their home on the market, obviously, because they can actually achieve a sale of their home and they can pay off whatever debt they have. And then they can walk away with the credit, with the equity, instead of being one of the people that go to auction this month, because, banks will just auction the homes. And that's one of the things we look at is like the more and more homes go to auction, the more homes go to foreclosure, the more risk we have of a market correction. So if you get out there and help these homeowners, then you can actually, we can isolate the situation here in our area. I really believe that, no matter what's going on around the world or around the country, if we're educating our customers here in these 4 counties and we really come from a place of contribution, we can really make an impact to a lot of these owners and to help them to avoid this foreclosure and really, doing the right thing and really educating the individual. That way they make the best financial decision for their lives. So go out there and assist these owners in pre-foreclosure and in foreclosure. So the next thing with EXP here, what are we looking at as far as like our company? We got our stock. I mean, I was actually looking, our stock in September, October was only $10 a share. So think about this. We have shares right now going for $20.32. What if you had 500 shares of this company, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 10,000, 100,000 shares in this company? What would that mean to you? Right. And this is something that you really got to look at. I have people that have 5,000, 6,000, 10,000, 20,000 shares in this company. And this is something that is a built-in retirement vehicle for you doing what you love to do, which is to sell real estate. This is going to be the biggest real estate company that the real estate industry has ever seen. And we are 11 years ahead of the game with every other model out there. This is a big opportunity, guys. If you can get your hands on more stock right now, this will set you up financially for the rest of your life and for your generations. And this is something that I talk to my mentors about every single week. We're not just talking about, money and creating cash flow. We're talking about generational wealth. How can you create generational wealth? How can you be how can you be great in this lifetime? It's truly by setting yourself up financially to where your great grandchildren can still remember your name and can still be impacted and benefiting from whatever actions you made. What if we started to think like that? What if you say, you know what, my time being on this planet is going to impact my future, like 5 to 10 of my future generations. How can I set that up? You're talking about 500 years ahead of time. That means that you're going to need to make money moves that are much different than just selling a house. You need to get yourself, additional vehicles parallel to what you're doing. That way you can actually be financially set for yourself and for everyone else in your future generations. So, and this is just one of the levers right here, right? It's stock. It's a big deal. And we have over 32,000 agents right now nationwide. We have over 4,094 agents. So we're almost hitting 4,100 in California. And like I said, our stock is on fire, and our financial report is going to be coming out Wednesday. We also have a lot of exciting things happening this month. We should have a commercial division that's going to be rolled out here in August. So that's going to be another big thrust into our stock. So a lot of exciting things happening here. So if you know agents that are interested in EXP, or they should know, I mean, everybody, honestly, if you have a real estate license and you're selling real estate, you should have that real estate license give you additional benefits. Why not, right? Why not give you stock and revenue share? And I know for those of you that are part of EXP, you guys understand that. So for those that are not part of EXP and you have friends in the industry, make sure you just invite them to an event, or just ask them to watch a video, really educate themselves about it, and then set up a call with me. I'll be more than happy to have that conversation with your friends. That way we can help them to see the bigger picture. Interest rates, I'm saying between 3 to 3.5%, but I mean, I know somebody just said 2.5% for a refinance. So that's incredible, guys. So obviously this is going to depend on each situation, but just make sure that you talk to your lender just so you can educate your customers. It's crazy how cheap, the interest rate is right now. So it's a great time to buy. It's a great time to sell. They need to make moves now, guys. So if you want to get on my calendar, if you need any coaching, if you need any training, and you need help with an agent, this is how you can get a hold of me here. You can text my number there, text calendar, and then I will automatically send you back my calendar. You can book a time and we can show up on a Zoom or on a call, whatever the case is. I'm here for your success. I'm here to help you in any way that I can. And it's a lot of opportunity out there. So understand that you guys got to do the best you can to have these conversations, right? So upcoming events, we have the weekly market update. We also have breath work at 10 o'clock, which is called Flow Mondays. If you haven't participated in Flow Mondays, you're seriously missing out. And I also have a mastermind every Wednesday at 11 o'clock, KV Core. So if you haven't used or mastered KV Core, show up to the mastermind at 11 o'clock. And then the other thing is that on Friday, I also have an introduction to EXP, which I go deep into the model and I talk about, the greatest opportunity in real estate right now. So it's going to be super powerful. Fridays at 10 o'clock, every Friday at 10 o'clock. And I even went on a trip. I went on a trip to Arizona over this weekend, actually this week and this past week. And I was taking Zoom calls when I was at the airport. I was taking Zoom calls when I was in my car. I did my presentation while I was in the car. Obviously, I wasn't driving, but that's one of the things that I do is that if I commit to something, I will bring myself and my integrity. That way I can actually fulfill on whatever I'm committed to, because I understand that this is really, really important. I don't care if one person or 100 people show up to an event. If I give my word to something, I'm going to show up. And just like this, I said that I'm going to give my word to showing up every week to give you guys this information. I'm going to show up every week at 9 o'clock. I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to be empowered. I'm going to give you guys this information, regardless if one of you or 100 of you listen to this information. So what are you going to create this week? Make sure you have a specific goal. How many listings are you going to sign? How many open escrows are you going to have? how many closings, and how many agents are you going to attract into EXP. Just have a goal and put it out there. Don't worry about how you're going to manifest it. Just make sure you put it out there, because the universe will conspire and bring you what it is that you're asking for. But if you don't ask, you will not receive. So make sure you ask for what you want. So who I am is the possibility of being excited and grateful. I'm going to bring excitement and gratitude to every conversation, every situation, everything that I do. I'm going to bring excitement and gratitude. Make sure that you bring two of the words that you're inspired by on this week. What is it that you want others to experience about you? How do you want to show up to every single conversation? Make sure you pick at least 2 to 3 words. Doesn't matter. It could be one. But who are you going to be? How are other people going to experience you? Make sure you create, because your words create your world. Whatever you say will manifest. What's your focus? To create your day. So plan it out, write it all out, follow your plan, allow that to dictate your day. Keep yourself in an empowering state. Make sure that you show up, you dress up, you're inspired. Because one of the things that I will tell you is that regardless if you're working out of an office, if you're working at a home, you got to show up to your area, to your station, and make sure that you're also dressed up and you're ready for an opportunity, right? If you are dressed up for a listing appointment every single day, I assure you that you're going to have a much better probability of going on a listing appointment than if you're not dressed up. If you're in your PJs and if you're in a t-shirt and you get a listing opportunity, you might not be ready for it, right? But if you're ready for it, I could literally roll out the house right now and go to a listing appointment if I have it in 30 minutes, right? So that's why you got to be ready for opportunities. And that's why it's really important for you to practice, also yourself, speaking on video, getting yourself in front of the camera, get yourself prepared for what if somebody was going to, what if somebody told like a news reporter your name and said, hey, you know what? I know this guy in real estate and I would love for you to interview him on national television. This person's going to be in and this radio, television station. What if they're in front of like millions of people, right? What if somebody gave you that opportunity? And if you haven't practiced being in front of camera or haven't practiced your speaking abilities, you're not going to be ready for that situation, right? I know that I can. If somebody called me up and said, "Hey, Leo, I want to actually interview you in front of millions of people," I can get myself in front of camera because I've practiced enough. And I'll tell you that it wasn't always like this. I was terrified. If I hadn't practiced weekly, daily, if I hadn't put myself out there constantly, I would not be able to say that confidently. But since I've always put myself in front of whatever I'm fearful about, I'm prepared for opportunities, even though I don't have them yet. But I am ready, whenever somebody wants to put me on a news out. Actually, and I did. I was on Univision earlier this year. And that was something that manifested through one of our good friends. And that was something that I was totally ready for because, like I said, I'm ready because I'm practicing if I'm in front of cameras. So what I would tell you this is prepare yourself for the opportunities that you want, even though they're not in your life now. Don't wait for the opportunity for to show up for you to practice. Practice whatever it is that you want to be now. Because no matter what, when that opportunity happens, you want to be ready. You want to be sharp. You want to be, inspired. You want to be charismatic, energetic. You don't want to be like, oh my God, what happened? I don't know what to say. And you just blew your shot. All right. So make sure you have at least 30 conversations every day. Do 2 or more social media posts. Let people know you're in the business more than ever. Digital door knocking, use KV Core. Be empathetic, come from contribution, come from service, be an advisor, not a salesperson, and make sure that you keep yourself, active, do some bike riding, jumping jacks, sit-ups, push-ups, whatever it is, get your blood flowing, get yourself in the right mental space, and also meditate. Make sure you sit down, you take some time, you get yourself in the zone, get connected to your highest self. That way you can be an impact to yourself, your day, the people in your life, and everyone else around you. So thank you for your time. Let's create an extraordinary day.